Have you ever met someone who couldn't see with their eyes, but somehow saw you more clearly than anyone else ever did? That's exactly what happened the day she walked into that shelter. A tabby cat with cloudy eyes that should have been looking at nothing, but instead were staring straight through her soul. What this blind cat did next, nobody expected. And what she taught about seeing without sight will leave you speechless. It was a cold November afternoon when she pushed open that shelter door. The smell hit her first. Disinfectant mixed with something softer, sadder. Hope mixed with waiting. She wasn't even sure why she was there. Maybe curiosity, maybe loneliness, maybe fate. The volunteer led her down a row of cages, each one holding a story, a heartbeat, a silent plea. Then she stopped. In the corner cage, sitting perfectly still on a worn blanket, was a tabby cat. Brown stripes, white chest, ears slightly too large for her head, but it was her eyes that made everything stop. Cloudy, milky, seeing nothing, and yet somehow seeing everything. "That's Luna," the volunteer said softly. "She was born blind, been here for 7 months now. People walk right past her because, well, they want a cat that can play, that can see them. But honestly," the volunteer's voice cracked slightly, "she's the most aware cat I've ever met. It's like she feels the world instead of seeing it." 7 months of people passing by. 7 months of being invisible because of something she couldn't control. The thought made her chest tight. She knelt down in front of the cage. Luna's head turned slowly, precisely, tracking movement that shouldn't have been possible for a blind cat. Then she did something that changed everything. Luna stood up, walked to the front of the cage, and pressed her face against the bars, not meowing, not begging, just pressing her face forward like she was trying to touch something she couldn't see but knew was there. It was trust without vision, connection without sight. "Can I hold her?" Her voice sounded strange, thick with emotion she didn't expect. The moment Luna was placed in her arms, the purring started, deep, rumbling, like a tiny engine that had been waiting years to turn on. Luna's paws kneaded the air, then settled against her chest. Her cloudy eyes turned upward, unseeing, but somehow knowing exactly where to look. And in that moment, the decision was made. Now, if you love stories about animals who prove that limitations don't define us, you need to see what happens next. Because what Luna does in her new home will completely change how you think about sight, about connection, about what it really means to see someone. The first night home was interesting. Most cats would hide, explore cautiously, bump into furniture. Luna did none of that. She stood in the middle of the living room, completely still for what felt like forever. Her whiskers twitched, her ears rotated like tiny satellite dishes. She was mapping, learning, feeling the space in ways sighted cats never had to. Then she walked, slowly, deliberately, paw by paw. She touched the couch with her nose, the coffee table with her whiskers, the wall with her side. Within an hour, she had memorized the entire room. By morning, she was moving through the house like she'd lived there for years. But here's where it gets incredible. Luna didn't just adapt to her new home. She taught her human how to see differently. Because when you live with a blind cat, you start to notice things you never noticed before. The sound of footsteps on different surfaces, the way air moves when a door opens, the warmth of sunlight shifting across the floor throughout the day. Luna became obsessed with the fireplace, not because she could see the flames dancing, but because she could feel the warmth on her face. Every evening, she'd walk directly to that spot in front of the hearth, curl up on the breck, and stay there for hours. Her face tilted slightly toward the heat, like she was staring at the most beautiful sunset. In a way, maybe she was. Her communication style was unlike any cat her human had ever known. Luna had learned that meowing wasn't as effective as touch, so she developed her own language. A gentle head bump meant, "I'm here." A paw on the leg meant, "I need something." Sitting on a lap and purring meant, "Everything is okay." She spoke in feelings, in presence, in moments. And the most remarkable thing? Luna never acted like she was missing anything. She played with toys by sound, pouncing on jingle balls with shocking accuracy. She knew when her human was sad, walking directly to them no matter where they were in the house, like she could sense emotion in the air. She'd jump onto the bed every night, navigate to the pillow, and curl up right against her human face, breathing together, existing together. People who visited were always shocked. "Wait, she's blind?" they'd ask, watching Luna move confidently from room to room, jump onto furniture, play with toys. How does she do that? The answer was simple and profound. Luna didn't let blindness define what was possible. She redefined possible around her blindness. But 6 months into their journey, something happened that proved just how deep their connection had become. Her human came home from the hospital after a minor surgery, weak, tired, emotionally drained. Luna, who couldn't see the bandages or the pale skin or the exhaustion in her eyes, knew immediately that something was wrong. What she did next still brings tears. Luna, this tiny blind cat who had every reason to be cautious and self-protective, climbed onto her human's chest and didn't leave for 2 days. She barely ate, she barely moved. She became a furry, purring, healing presence. And every time her human woke up, there was Luna. Cloudy eyes pointed nowhere and everywhere. A reminder that being seen doesn't require sight.
3 years later, Luna still sits by that fireplace every evening, face tilted toward the warmth, seeing flames in ways we never could. She taught her human that connection happens through presence, not vision, that love doesn't need eyes to find home. She often thinks about that shelter day. 7 months Luna waited for someone to see past blindness and recognize the magic. The truth? She went there to rescue a blind cat, but Luna's the one who opened her eyes. Right now, another Luna sits in a shelter somewhere. Another blind cat, deaf cat, 3-legged cat, waiting for someone to understand that whole means exactly as you are. So here's the question that should keep us all awake. What are we missing when we only look with our eyes?